You must be current or former active member of Toastmasters International and have completed at least 6 speeches from either the traditional or pathway programs, or you must have substantial, relevant presentation experience that you demonstrate in a 3 to 5 minute speech delivered during our club meetings. All requests for membership are subject to board approval. If you have not already done so, please change your panel to ensure it shows your name and role if you have one. Right-click and select Rename to do so. We have members and often guests from many countries throughout the world. Thus, as a professional organization, we ask that you please be aware of language or word usage that may be considered offensive or otherwise insensitive due to cultural differences. Please note that we will be recording the meeting. Your video audio contribution may be used for club marketing purposes. Also, please mute your microphone when you are not speaking. Today is the special night, Table Topics Contest. Please welcome our contest master, Lois Brown, DTM.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sergeant at Arms. Caught me off guard a little bit there because I didn't realize we were recording. I didn't know we were starting this early and we did not have the briefing yet. So I'm a little discombobulated. Where is everyone that I should be? Mr. Christian, can you tell me what's going on here?
We weren't supposed to start this early, so I would request that the contestants and the contest chair have their breakout room briefing because the judges are having theirs at the moment.
Okay.
And yes, Toastmaster Emily, can you please move on with the meet and greet part of the segment? We start in at 7:45.
So someone please send me breakout room pop-up box, and please send the same to all the contestants. Hopefully
Yes,
everyone
please.
is here.
Okay.
Also,
Lou,
please.
you should go to that breakout room with the contestants as well.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
doing the briefing. Please also give
apologize.
the invite to Andre as well.
Okay.
And David, can you please assign the timer to the breakout room as well? Thank you. The timers.
To Lois's.
Yes, they've been sent over there.
Thank you. Sorry about this, folks. Just everyone's excited to get this party going. Emily, would you mind taking over? I need to jump back in the breakout room.
Sure. Oh, hang on, Christian. So could you tell me again what you said? I'm just following the agenda. And it said we started at 7:30 today.
Yeah, we should have, but we're not able to because
You're not
the
quite ready?
briefing. We're not ready.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, sure. So we're going to start at 7:45. Is that what I'm hearing? Okay. All right. Something like that. We're going to possibly start at 7:45. And so I guess we have a few minutes. Looks like we have 15 minutes unaccounted for. And so I am wondering, well, we're going to be doing table topics. Apparently all our contestants are, they're right here in this room. And we are, as far as I know, there's no theme of the meeting, so we would have to invent one. We could do a pocket speech. Does anyone have a 4-minute pocket speech to entertain the crowds? Do you guys do that at your meetings? Dr. Michael?
A couple of years ago, I was invited to go on a scuba dive on an oil rig. Now, oil rigs are a little bit dangerous, and so it's quite a compliment if the dive master thinks you're ready to go. But I was ready, I was prepared, and I was excited. With my friends, we strapped on our scuba tanks, the rest of our gear, and we descended. We checked to make sure everyone was in the right place, and we descended again. And then a third time to 90 feet below the surface of the water. We checked, everyone was okay, everyone had air, everything was perfect. We descended one more time. Well, they did. I looked down and suddenly I had vertigo. I had no idea what direction was up, down, left, or right. Now, if you ask what the typical scuba diver does in a situation like this, the answer is he dies. If you don't know which way is up, you're in trouble. For me, the whole oil rig started to spin at rates I couldn't understand. And up and down were completely beyond me. Now, I did something which my father taught me. My father taught me years ago and intensely, and that is, don't look at the problem, look for the solution. So instead of saying, I don't know where I'm going, and if I go up, I'll go up too fast, my lungs will explode, and I'm dead anyway. I said, I don't know which way's up, but the bubbles know. And so I paid attention and I followed the bubbles, always the slowest bubbles. That way you go up at the right pace. And then at the proper height, I stopped, did my best to hold on to the oil rig so that I didn't go up or down until the nitrogen had had time to normalize in my lungs. And then began my ascent again, following the bubbles. That trick saved my life. And when I told the dive master and my fellow divers who wondered where I'd gotten to, what I'd done, they all said, wow, that was good thinking. And we're going to follow your example if it ever happens to us in the future. Now, there's a point to this story, my friends, a point that isn't just for scuba divers on oil rigs. The point is, if you panic, you're not going to accomplish anything, and you may die. But if you don't say, what's the problem? You look elsewhere and say, what is the solution? And change your focus. You're going to come out all right. Madam, whatever your proper title is.
Thank you very much, Dr. Michael. That was fantastic and very well done on the spur of the moment. That was an exciting story. It is very exciting right now for me. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to have an informal competition for who can put the best background up. This is my actual background, but do you all know how to change your backgrounds? And there are 10 of us. We can vote in the, first we'll put up a background and then we'll vote on who has the best background. And you have to choose your one best. And I know I'm up against people who win every week when, oh, wow. Oops, there's our timer. I'm going to try to choose mine. Huh. Okay, I seem unable to choose a background right now for whatever reason. Oh, wow. Okay, so we have 12 people. My background, I'm completely unable to change it right now, perhaps because I'm speaking. And does everyone know how to change your background? Next to, oh, okay. Next to stop video, there's an up arrow. I was teaching my undergraduates how to do it today. And you can go up and choose a canned background. They give you about 3 still ones and one that is moving, one that's a video. And it looks like all of you have dragged a new picture in. Okay, and at this time, I'd like to give you a couple of minutes to vote. We have Jeanette. My background doesn't count. We have April. We have Marty, Trisha, Dr. Michael, Ray, Mafazur, Dr. Tosha. Oh, she's got what's your quote there, Dr. Tosha? Oh, you got a few of them. Man.
Trying to fix it. I can't fix it. Hold on.
You got great ones. Viviana, you've got just the most beautiful room. Is that real or is that your background?
Background.
Wow. Wow. And we have a new guest, Tatiana. Tatiana, right now we're waiting for a contest to begin, and we're entertaining ourselves by changing our backgrounds. And so the others have changed theirs. This is my real one. And April's working overtime on hers. And David seems to be very sparkly. So if you will,
hello.
If you will change your background, yeah. Tatiana, do you want to introduce yourself at this time?
Well, I'm Tatiana, and unfortunately, I can't change my background because somehow with my computer it doesn't work because I've got Mac and it's impossible. So that's my real background, and I'm the first time today, and I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. We are having a slightly unusual meeting. We're going to have a table topics contest, and a number of the contestants are outside. We have our judges outside, our ballot counters, and so we have about twice as many people in the meeting. And so now we're going to vote publicly, right? It doesn't matter to me that I'm not going to get any votes. And Mafazar has the ones that keep changing the most here. How shall I choose? Look at Antoinette's. All right.
Let's see.
Okay, so I'm going to start the voting. And we're just playing silly games until the meeting here.
Dr. Tosh, you need to go to the breakout room. I was confused by your on-screen name. Okay.
All right. Okay, and do we have another? Okay, so we've got a few of these. A few votes, we got a lot. Okay, everyone who's got an exciting background seems to be getting votes. I'm getting private votes and then public votes as well. All right, I'm looking for a couple of jokes, and I think I told my joke already. I am looking for someone. We have time for a couple of jokes. What have you heard recently? Like, what's the latest? I don't know. It's not out yet. Let's see, what else?
People who are visiting for the first time, we're usually more organized than this. This is entirely my fault. I was confused about how they wanted the breakout rooms organized. So as soon as our contestants and our functionaries are organized, they'll be back and we'll get something started here.
All right, normally our meeting has several different parts to it. It normally has 3 parts: the formal speeches, then we have table topics or impromptu speeches, and then we have evaluations. Today is a special day, and we're having actually a contest of table topics or the short impromptu speeches. Okay.
The most recent joke I had shared with me, which is one I'm going to apologize for in advance, comes from my son, who asked me why it is that chicken coops have 2 doors.
And why is that?
Because if they had 4 doors, they'd be chicken sedans.
Very nice. Okay, other people are asking how to change their background, so that's still a topic of interest. If you go to your bottom banner that says stop video and go to the up caret, You can click on the up caret. You can choose your virtual background. And for some reason, I am unable to do it at this time. I usually can. There are also video filters, which have been fun in department meetings for me. I don't know about you. It'll find your face. It seems to be an AI program. It'll find your eyes, and you can have a pirate hat and a patch on, or you can put on a mustache or a fancy hat. Yeah. So there are filters. Perhaps I have become host all of a sudden, and okay, people are finding their virtual filters, and that's pretty interesting. Now, the background screens generally work if you are lit from in front, and so that then your background, the AI program is able to find your outline. If you are lit from behind, it makes it harder, and it sometimes will put the background over your face if you're finding that happening to you. Wow. Mafazur, can you tell us about your backgrounds? Why do you have so many?
Emily, I live on Zoom, so I work out of Texas, and I have probably over 100. So this is my library right next door. This is my library, and I feel like when I go there, well, I'm sitting right in the front library of the chair. So I thought that was pretty cool what they did. The other one, I tried to put my background based on the scenario. Of course, I was looking for one for Toastmaster. Unfortunately, I don't have one for Toastmaster, but I'll get something.
Oh, very good. Antoinette, what bridge do you have up right now? Oops.
I believe it's the San Francisco Bridge. I'm not sure. I've never really been to North America. Even the background that you saw with snow, I've never seen snow in my entire life.
Oh, come visit
Christian,
me.
I need to talk to you for a second.
Sure, I'll join you in a breakout room. You want?
Thank you.
Yeah, and please give us 5 more minutes.
Okay, we are telling ourselves jokes. We're doing okay.
How do I re-trigger the breakout room? Oh, breakout rooms, there it is. Join breakout room.
We have a new person who's joined us, Juliana Clarke. Would you care to introduce yourself and tell us where you're from and your Toastmasters experience, maybe?
Absolutely, host Toastmaster Thompson. My name is Distinguished Toastmaster Juliana Clarke. I am the Division F Director here in Nassau, Bahamas, and it's such a pleasure to be logged on to view and sit and enjoy your contest this evening. And I'm a guest of, I think you remember, Rosena Duncanson. She invited me. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, she's one of the contestants, and we're very excited for our contest to begin. We normally have a formal meeting. This is a formal competition, and this is the warm-up group.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we have more people, and they will be coming out of the breakout rooms soon. Dr. Michael Alexander, would you like to talk about your background?
Yes. I was listening to a speech which was talking about Van Gogh, and the performer started off with the song Starry, Starry Night. And so as soon as I heard him do that, I went into Google Images, found the background for Starry, Starry Night, and popped it up on my screen to mentally accompany his speech. And I don't know about if I can sort of go off on a bit of a lecture on this one. Setting backgrounds to match either the theme of the meeting or the theme of your speech is a good reason to have quite a collection. And most of my backgrounds are ones which have a particular purpose like that. So I've got this one for Starry, Starry Night. I have a different one of irises. Well, when we were talking about that artist, I have a couple of speeches on politics. So I have a picture of the Oval Office and also of the White House, which I bring up at times. And then you saw earlier there's a running joke in one of my clubs about running a loose ship, which is why I pulled up the pirate ship. Again, as soon as the joke started, I went online, found it. It doesn't take long, loaded it in. And so whenever they make a joke about running a loose ship, I pull up the pirate ship. The ability to put on a pirate's eye patch is simply a nice addition that the filters have given me. That said, and again, if you'll forgive me for sort of like stealing focus here, a lot of people don't realize that their virtual backgrounds don't work for a number of reasons. In some cases, their software is inadequate. In some cases, it's lighting. Older computers, I have 2 computers I work with. This one works fine. My other one will only work with a green screen, which, being a cheap guy, I went out and I spent $4 to buy green construction paper and tape it up on my wall, and it works fine. Instead, my friends in Chicago say, you are such a spendthrift. We went down to the dollar store and got a shower curtain, which we put up behind us. So if you've got if you've got a bad halo around your head, or if you've got, one of my members has a hat that appears and disappears, it's amazingly distracting. Go out, spend that $1 at the dollar store, get yourself a colored shower curtain. Any color actually will do, was on solid. And then you can use the green screen to hide your dirty dishes or whatever else you need to hide.
Thanks, Michael. Dr. Michael. Viviana, would you tell us about your beautiful backgrounds? You've showed us beautiful ones with plants. You seem to collect a certain style.
This one?
Yeah.
This one is one alley in my town. It's in Ipoh town. They call it the concubine lane. And there are very popular street where there are vendors and they decorate the whole street nicely.
Oh, it's wonderful. Yeah, and you had one before that also was beautiful. Lots of plants. With an interior shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're both wonderful.
At home, I have a indoor plant like the bamboo, the spiraling bamboo, and the tiger eye, because it's tiger tail. Sorry, tiger tail is good for eyes.
Okay. All right. Do you have to? It's good for eyes. Do you look at it, or do you have to eat it?
Or we just look at it. So we put it indoors. So it just in case you have tired eyes.
Excellent. Thank you, Viviana. It looks like it is time to pass the meeting over to Christian.
I just want to confirm that the briefing in the judges' room is over. Our chief judge and her team is back in the room. I'm going to just check on our contest chair. Just give us 1 more minute. But I think they should be coming back.
Okay, we need 1 more minute, so I'll tell you a story about my plants here. This plant is called Irene. It's a geranium. It is a geranium that I'm not very good with plants, but I have kept it alive for about 30 years. It was given to me by my mother-in-law. I adore my mother-in-law, and she grows them. Irene is an upright form of geranium, and for about the last 20 years, the sprawling form have been popular. But my secret is that Irene blooms all the time, and I keep making cuttings of Irene, and it's very simple to do. I have blossoms absolutely all year long, probably because I keep shocking it by not watering it enough. But Irene is my faithful flower companion, and it's here to cheer my undergraduates up, and I hope it's cheering you up as well. Now, okay, still looking for Lou Brown. Is Lou Brown here yet? Okay, we're still not quite ready to go. We are asking, we have already had one 4-minute speech. We've had a couple of jokes. We've had a contest for backgrounds. Is there someone else who has something brief to say? Probably a joke would be wonderful.
You don't want to hear any of my jokes.
No, Mike, we don't want to hear your jokes.
I have a joke.
Okay, go ahead, Lucas.
So with COVID-19, some businesses have tried to provide their products and services in a virtual format. And the other day, I signed up for a virtual obstacle course, and that was the most boring PowerPoint I've ever sat through.
Thank you. I would tell more jokes about COVID, but you won't get it.
Oh, yeah.
That was good. Good job.
That was actually pretty good.
All right, well, someone else. Any other jokes here?
Have we talked to all of our guests, Miss Emily?
I believe we have. I'm looking to see if more have joined. We met Tatiana, Juliana.
Isn't
yes.
everybody here?
Yes, we have. We could ask
everybody that was in the other. Oh, Mike. Mike wants to chat.
No, I was just saying hi to Dave.
Okay, and maybe Carol could tell us about her background. She's got a fabulous background there.
Yes, I shanghaied Emily to be on a panel on pathways in our district for our conference. I've been a Toastmaster for about 10 years. I am a DTM. I enjoy Toastmasters. I continue to learn, and going online I continue to learn. I'm learning new tricks of the trade every time I give a speech or do a table topics like this. I am retired from IBM, and I wished I joined Toastmasters 30 years before I did. I had a great career at IBM, but I think it would have been even better. You can pass that along.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Carol.
So I have a question for an educational moment. This is Lois. We are giving somewhere in the name of 3 youth leadership programs this week, and then we've got about another 10 to 15 that we're going to be doing very shortly. Does anybody have good tips about providing youth leadership programs? Quick tips before Lou gets in. Now, somebody here has had to have done youth leadership programs.
I'm sorry, what kind of program?
Youth leadership programs.
We've done youth leadership.
There you go.
We've done youth leadership, but it has not since we've been online.
Yeah, online's going to be kind of tricky, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lois, I've done them, and I don't have a tip, but I have a comment.
Okay, I'll take it.
For anybody that hasn't done it before, be prepared for an incredible experience. Youth leadership is one of the most rewarding, one of the most fun and enjoyable things that you can do. I've done it for kids as young as 5 and 6 years old, and I've done it for high schoolers, and they're all different and they're all wonderful. It's an incredible experience.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Anyone else? Andre, did you have something you wanted to share?
Oh, yes, I wanted to share my experience with providing a leadership youth program in my family. My son is 8, and I recently found out he was going, and then I thought I used the Toastmaster method. Son, for every time when you say, you're going to give me 5 push-ups. And he's, stopped after maybe 30 or 40 push-ups. So I just thought that could be useful to any of the members who are planning to do some useful leadership programs for teenagers and youth.
Mm-hmm. I used to make my kids do jumping jacks. Not push-ups, but jumping jacks. It's a little easier. But yeah, I get it. Make it a youth leadership boot camp. There you go, Lucas. Thank you. Marianne?
I was a substitute for youth leadership in New Jersey. And when we did the high school group, the one thing I would encourage them to do is talk about like activities they participate in. Because, you know, one of the projects is like step by step, like to teach something. And, you know, we had somebody teach us how to march, like marching band, how to play a clarinet. They give you things like to get them to really pull things from their own lives. And I think they're a lot more comfortable with it. And the audience is a lot more interested then.
Okay, that's a great idea. Okay. Soaking it all up. It's going to be a really interesting ride, especially because they're all going off. The 3 are going off at once. And then when we do the next 10, they're going to all go off at once. So,
may I ask you, Lois, it's going to be online, so how are you going to get the manuals to them? Are you not going to use manuals, or how is that going to go?
So we have virtual that, you know, you're allowed to purchase and use it as a virtual kit. And because it's a corporation that we're dealing with, they have 8,000 students. So they're looking to do tons of youth leadership programs. And I'm committing to like 10 or 12. And then it's like, oh man, I can't do much more than that because we have to have study halls and all this kind of stuff because we're going through this university. So it's kind of interesting. They'll have it virtual and we're all going to meet together in the beginning, go over stuff, and then they're going to all go into their breakout rooms with their facilitator. So
okay.
Facilitators are going to have to put together the programs. So it will definitely be a unique experience. And I agree, Jim Barber. I think that it's going to be a wonderful, I've done it before, but I haven't done it to this magnitude. So we'll see.
Look forward to hearing more about it then as you go along.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Lou is back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Are we ready to proceed?
Yes, we are. Well, on my end,
okay.
Yes.
Okay, we do have our first contestant in the room, so we'll move right along. I'm not going to open up with any really cool, crazy, funny story that I normally do because we are a little bit behind schedule. So folks, if you don't mind, I'm just going to dive right in. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Table Topics contest, our 2020 Table Topics contest. My name is Lou Brown. I am your Topics Master / Contest Master for today, this afternoon, tonight's event. Let's see, the Table Topics contest will consist of a series of 1 to 2 minute responses to the same topic that will be judged by a panel of judges. The contestants and the judges have certified their eligibility. Contest chair and chief judge have confirmed the eligibility of the contestants. I should say I have confirmed the eligibility of the contestants, and Lois, our chief judge, has confirmed eligibility of the judges. These proceedings are designed to ensure that we run a fair contest and that each contestant is given a level playing field on which to compete. The following announcements are made in there. I could be reading somebody's note there. Okay, we have made the following announcements in the interest of making sure we have a distraction-free environment. However, we are in a special setting here that's different from in-person events. So these may still apply, these may not, but I'm going to go through the list. Please make sure cell phones and other devices that make audible noises are off or silent. So please make sure you are muted when you are not speaking so that it does not interfere. Our speakers don't have to worry about photography. We are literally videographing this whole contest. Once the contest has begun, please, audience members, do not turn your video on off. Do not kind of jostle around or, again, unmute yourself, anything that may be distracting for our contestants. Very important that we just maintain an air of, say, silence or otherwise respect for them while they're speaking. Who will be our sergeant at arms who will be going to pick up contestants at each point? Andre, will you be doing that function?
So I would like to do this. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do this online.
Dave, does he need a special breakout room link or? Oh, sorry, Dave, you're muted.
You still have access to that breakout room, Andre? So you'll go in there and hang out with the contestants I'll be sending a chat message. You'll see a message come through saying the next contestant needs to report to the main room. And I believe the first contestant is already in the room with us here.
Okay.
And I will give you the name of each of the next contestant for you to go and get that person, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Unless you already have a copy of the speaking order, which we will show in a bit.
So Andrew, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you should see an option to rejoin that room.
Special button with the 4 squares between between reaction and share screen.
Okay. Yes, I can see that.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, Madam Chief Judge, I know I said there you are. Have all the contest officials been briefed and ready to proceed with the contest?
They have and they are.
Wonderful. Now, in order to allow the judges time to mark their judging forms, we will have 1 minute of silence after each contestant's speech, and we will have silence after the last contestant's speech until all ballots are collected. Timekeepers. Who are our timekeepers? We have Marianne, and I believe there is a second one. No?
Yes, right here.
Only Marianne will be visible though.
Got it? Okay.
And Mr. Coordinator, if you can move Marianne to the top corner and then have everybody follow your lead, the contestants will all be able to see her in the upper corner.
Is that a Zoom master function?
Yes, only David can do that.
Got it.
Just click on her picture and physically move her up to that first spot.
Yeah, that's not working.
Under view, have everybody follow the host.
While you're working on that, I will ask Marianne to give me that signal, that 1 minute in between speeches with the green light, green card.
With the green card?
Red card? Is there a rule there?
Well, what we were going to do is leave it blue, and at the 60-second mark, turn it red.
Works for me. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, speaking order for the contest was determined in advance. We had a randomized draw of our contestants, and thank you to whoever's showing us this slide right here. Here is the speaking order. Angela Heath, Dr. Tosh Henderson, Susan Hewitt, Birgit Starmans, Rosena Duncanson, and finally, Roxanne Hossein? Am I pronouncing her name correctly? Anyone, feel free to correct me. Hossein, got it, thank you. Okay, now all of our contestants except Angela are in the breakout room and will be brought back in one at a time. Each contestant will be introduced only by her name. We have no his's, all her name. And the topic again, and her name again. All contestants are allowed to remain in the room after they have responded to the topic.
Sorry, Mr. Contest Master, we've got Rosena in the room.
Oh, Rosena.
I dropped. Can you please take me back to the breakout room?
The box, is the box still there at the bottom? Breakout room box between reactions and share screen?
No, if she disconnected, she needs to get put back in.
Thank you.
All right. Working on it.
And I believe Andre should be in that room as well, right? The breakout room.
Well, we'll need him here so that he knows when to go to the breakout room.
He can go into the breakout room. We'll just be signaling him when he needs to send people back in.
Yes.
How will that be done?
I'll be sending them a broadcast message at that point. So.
Got it.
Okay, Rosena, you should be able to move over now. There. Okay.
Okay, so then if Andrew's going to be in the breakout room, if David, you could just make sure there aren't any other snafus like that, in case anyone does get dropped and maybe comes back in the room, if possible.
Yeah.
Okay, if there aren't any questions, the table topic contest will now begin. Angela, just checking to see. There you are, ma'am. Have you pinned the timer? And
Yes,
please, very good, please do a mic check.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Wonderful. Timer, are you ready? Dave, oh, there she is. Okay. Angela Heath, if you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be and why? Toastmaster Angela Heath.
Fellow contest master, Toastmasters, and honored guest. If I could go back and tell myself one thing, guess what it would be? I would say, stop sweating the small things. When I think back over my life, all of the small things I worried about. I worried about, would I get good grades? I fretted about, would I get into the best college? I wondered about, would I have a girl when I had a boy, my first child? I would tell myself, stop worrying about the small things. Toastmasters, you understand exactly what I'm saying. When you're younger and you think everything is huge, you think everything is so important, you don't have a date for the 4th of July. You don't have a date for New Year's Eve. Small things. I would tell myself, you wasted far too much time worrying about the things that mean nothing. It means nothing as you grow older and mature. And instead, what I would tell myself and what I tell all of you, small things mean nothing. Concentrate on the important things. Concentrate on things that have value and purpose and meaning. Think about your future no matter where you are today. Don't sweat the small things. It's not worth it. You know what it does for you? It gives you gray hair and wrinkles. Back to you, Mr. Contest Master.
Thank you, Angela. Very good. 1 minute of silence, Madam Timer.
Hello.
Okay. Second contestant is in the room.
Oh, okay, our 1 minute of silence is up. David, please spotlight our next speaker. Dr. Tosh, have you pinned the timer?
Is that Lois?
No, that is Marianne Grady.
Oh, let me do that. Yes, I have her.
Wonderful. And if you'd like to do a mic check, I can certainly hear you myself, but if you want to do that again, feel free.
Can you hear me?
Yes, wonderful. Dr. Tosh Henderson, if you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be and why? Dr. Tosh Henderson.
If I could tell my younger self one thing, the one thing I would tell my younger self is, you are enough. I am 41 years old, and I found out at 40 years old a life-changing thing that happened to me at birth. My parents were teenagers when I was born, and my father revealed to me at 40 years old that he was not present for my birth. At first, I was really upset about hearing that, But when I learned the details of the experience, I learned something so much more important to my life. What I learned is my father said that he was at work and it was my mother and my grandmother who was there. Obviously, my mother was there, but my grandmother was there and present for my birth. I also learned from my father when I was 40 years old that my father did not name me. If it were my father's choice to name me, I would have been Cynthia Renee Morris. But my grandmother decided that my name would be Latasha. And my father had no choice in the matter. My grandmother was very inspiring and just a beacon of hope for me throughout my lifetime, especially through my childhood. At 40 years old, I decided to look up the meaning of my name since it was a name given to me by my grandmother, someone who was so inspiring. I looked in English, couldn't find a meaning. In Spanish, couldn't find a meaning. In French, I found a meaning, and it just meant beautiful. I looked in Swahili, and in Swahili, my name means enough. I got criticized as a child by friends and teachers, and I still get a lot of flack today because my name is spelled Lato instead of Lata, which is the traditional spelling. Well, I looked at the spelling in Lato, and it was enough. It is enough. When I looked for the A, there was no meaning. I learned that I am enough. Thank you, Master. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters.
Thank you, Dr. Tosh. Timer, 1 minute of silence, please. Okay, 1 minute of silence is up. Our next contestant is in the room. Zoom Master, please spotlight our speaker, Birgit Starmans. Birgit, are you able to see the timer?
Yes, 1 second, because that just unpinned her. But I can see her, yeah.
Yep, as long as you can see her, wonderful. And that just sounded like your mic check there, so we are good.
I'm not spotlighted anymore. Let me pin her again. I can see her. I can't pin her, but I can see her.
Okay, as long as she's visible. Toastmaster Birgit Starmans, if you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be and why, Toastmaster Birgit Starmans?
If I could time travel and tell myself one thing, it's to take the advice that my father gave me only recently. I think of these scenarios where, you know, you're going out with friends and one person wants you to go one party, one person wants you to go to another party, a third person wants you to go off to a third party. And I would be really confused. Well, can I do all three? Which one should I go to? And so my father would look at me and say, well, what is it that you want to do? One of the things that was almost a problem as an only child is that I had a lot of confidence at home. I did not have that much confidence going out into the world. I never had the experience of fighting with siblings or anything like that. So I was always trying to, I don't know, make everybody like me, do what everybody else wanted me to do. And I would tell myself, my younger self, that I need to spend less time worrying about what other people want me to do. And I think I finally embraced that because when I was seeing a boyfriend, well, when are you going to get married? Well, who says we have to get married? And it's a good thing that we didn't because he's out of my life. Well, you know, you really ought to do this. You really ought to do that. You really ought to wear some different clothing. You really ought to join this professional organization. While some of that is meant in a very good spirit, other pieces of that are just other people trying to feel good about their own decisions. But I always need to feel good about my own decisions, about me. I am not here to make somebody else feel good about a decision that they have made in their past. So I will continue to ask myself as I go through life, what is it that you want to do? And I'm going to continue to live my life that way. Mr. Contest Chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Starmans. Madam Timer, 1 minute of silence on the clock. All attendees, please make sure you are muted. Okay, our minute of silence is up. Toastmaster Rosena, I believe, is in the room. Zoom Master, please spotlight Rosena, please. Toastmaster Duncanson, are you still able to see our timer, Marianne Grady? She may have become unpinned.
She did. I'm gonna find her. Give me a second. Okay.
Okay, and your mic is checked, so we are good there. Toastmaster Rosena Duncanson, if you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be and why, Toastmaster Rosena Duncanson?
If I can tell my younger self anything, just anything at all, I would tell my younger self, do not get upset with her. She means well. Yes, she may be harsh, she may be firm, but she is going to get you ready to be the woman that you are today. You will be surprised of all the lessons that you're going to learn based on having to be responsible. Yes, you have chores. Yes, you have homework. Yes, it may seem like a daunting task to take care of your 2 younger siblings, but all these things are preparing you to be the wonderful leader that you're going to be in the future. So I'm going to remind you, you must be patient. She does mean well. Your mother is a jewel. Your mother is a gem. Love her, appreciate her, and remember, she means well. Contest Chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Duncanson. Madam Timer, 1 minute of silence, please. Okay, our 1 minute of silence is up. Our next contestant is in the room. Zoom Master, please spotlight Roxanne Hossein, please. And Roxanne, make sure you can see the timer. She may have become unpinned during your spotlighting.
Looking for her. Where is she? Ah, there she is. But why am I not getting an option to pin her?
She becomes unpinned when you're in spotlight mode, as long as you're able to see her clearly while you're.
Okay, I can see her.
Does that work? Okay, very good. We got
Yeah,
the mic check.
okay.
Toastmaster Roxanne Hossein, if you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be and why? Toastmaster Roxanne Hossein.
If I could tell my younger self one thing, Toastmaster, it would be this. Whatever you do, keep breathing. You see, breath, everything is in the breath. Life is in the breath. The ability to calm oneself is in the breath. But more than anything, life, but literally, is in the breath. To make it all the way, the full number of your days. And by that I mean 120 years. That's right, I'm going the distance. All it takes is from one day to the next. Keep breathing. I would tell my younger self, when things start to throw you off, when the world seems to be weighing you down, when things are crashing about, just breathe. When things are going well, when you get that news, as I did, that you're going to become a grandma for the second time, when things are so exciting that it just takes your breath away, just breathe. And I'll tell you that if you continue to do this in the good times and in the bad times, and every time you wake up in the morning and you consider that you're still on this side of the earth, just breathe. I would tell my younger self, just breathe. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hossein. Now we will have silence until judges have completed their ballots, and I will confer with the chief judge on that. Please no chatting in the chat box, and please keep yourselves muted. Thank you, folks. And just to clarify, we will have 3 minutes of silence, Mary, and I don't know if you started the clock from then. Very good, thank you.
We are almost there, Mr. Contest Master.
Thank you, Madam Chief Judge.
Mr. Zoom Master, can you move myself and the ballot counters to the room? Thank you.
Okay, while our Chief Judge and ballot counters are doing their thing, I'd like everyone to just unmute yourselves and give our contestants a warm round of applause, please. Need some audible clapping. Woo! Great job, everyone. Now I would like to ask some questions of our contestants so that we can all learn a little bit more about each and every one of them. Some of our folks have been in Toastmasters for many years. Others are either relatively new or have been in the professional speaking world for some time and are fairly new to not only our club, but to Toastmasters in general. Angela, please let us know, how long have you been, actually, I do know the answer to part of this, but how long have you been a Toastmaster and or in the professional speaking business?
Hello, everybody. So I've been a speaker probably for 20 years, but a Toastmaster, I think before I took my long break, I think it was about 7 or 8 years or so. And then I took a long break and I just came back about 6 weeks ago.
Awesome. And what speech path are you pursuing at the moment?
You would ask me something I don't have the answer to.
What speech path would you like to do?
I just looked at it today and I cannot remember the name of it. I'm sorry.
No problem at all. One of the reasons I brought up that little quip about Angela's Toastmasters experience is because she and I had worked together to find out from Toastmasters headquarters to get all of her paperwork, because she had been in the organization a while ago, and we were both kind of joking, oh my goodness, did they even have computer software back then? And maybe everything's on paper and they had to go to the basement and get it. It was a nice little joke we had. Dr. Tosh, same question. How long have you, oh, and here we have Angela, here's your certificate. By the way, ma'am, I will be emailing you that after the contest is over. Dr. Tosh, please share a little bit about yourself. How long have you been in the professional speaking business?
So I was a Toastmaster a few years ago, and I left for a few years to pursue my doctorate degree. I recently earned it and I came back, but I was professor for a few years, adjunct professor for a few years at Rowan University and Rowan College. So I consider that my professional speaking because I was speaking to students every day. But I have never delivered a speech outside of the classroom, other than, of course, a job interview.
Thank you. Which path are you pursuing?
I was trying to look it up and then you called on me. It's funny, I can't remember the name of it. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. If not, you can move on.
I think they're all doing presentation mastery.
No, I don't. It wasn't that. Oh,
maybe goodness. It's effective memorization.
That would be a good one, right? No, I can't find it that quickly. Sorry.
Well, here is your participation certificate, Dr. Tosh, and I will email that to you after the contest.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Toastmaster Susan Hewitt, how long have you been a Toastmaster? Are you with us, ma'am? Let us squares.
Yes,
maybe
I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, I've been a Toastmaster since about March 2016. Yeah. So I joined Disby Speakers in the UK, and then I joined a London club, which I'm about to rejoin, and then now I'm here.
Awesome. Which speech path are you pursuing?
Well, not any path yet, but probably be presentation mastery.
Very good. And thank you for sharing where you are from too, because I probably should have asked the other folks that. Toastmaster Birgit, where are you, ma'am? There you are. And by the way, Susan, of course, will also send you your certificate.
Thank you.
Birgit, how long have you been in Toastmasters?
Since 2006, so it's been quite a while. All of it was in District 4, and District 4 has now split into 4 and 101 because we were just getting too large. So now I'm a member of both District 4 and 101 clubs, and then of course our club being undistricted.
Wonderful. And where are you from?
I'm originally from Germany, but I am sitting in Silicon Valley, so basically California. So I'm 3 hours behind everybody here. And yeah, so right now I've had district roles. Right now, really just enjoying the club experience, although I am an officer in another club right now, president, believe it or not.
Wonderful. And which path or paths are you pursuing?
Engaging humor, motivational strategies, and presentation mastery.
Wow. Okay, nice.
I'm parallel processing because with that many clubs, different clubs need different levels to be allocated to them. So that way, if somebody needs a level 1, I just open another path.
Thank you so much. We'll keep that in mind for our DCP purposes.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am. Toastmaster Duncanson, how long have you been a Toastmaster?
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster. So I've started the program in 2009 and again, took a few years off. I rejoined the program again in 2017. I'm with Healing Communicators, which is in Nassau, Bahamas, face-to-face club. And then I joined Online Presenters in July of this year.
Wonderful. And where are you from, ma'am?
Nassau, Bahamas.
Yes. And which path are you pursuing?
I recently signed up for Visionary Communication.
Awesome, thank you. And like everyone else, we will mail your participation certificate out after the contest. Last but not least, Toastmaster Hossein. How long have you been a Toastmaster?
I have been a Toastmaster since April of this year. I'm one of those who went looking for a Toastmasters club in the middle of a pandemic, so I've never seen the inside of a Toastmasters room.
So then you have some professional speaking experience.
Not professional, but I do have some speaking experience. My speaking experience has typically been in volunteerism and as a corporate trainer.
Awesome. And where are you from, ma'am?
Well, I am the world. My parents are Trinidadian. I was raised in Jamaica. I live currently in sunny South Florida.
Wonderful. And which speaking path are you pursuing?
Engaging humor, visionary communication, and presentation mastery.
Oh, awesome. Another multi-pather. Wonderful. Thank you all for sharing a little bit more about yourselves with each one of us. And again, all of your certificates will be emailed to you after the contest. I understand that we are about ready to share with you who won our contest. Please allow me 1 second just to check. Okay. Very good. Okay, we will now announce the winners in order from 3rd place to 1st place. And again, I just want to congratulate everyone for participating and giving such awesome table topics responses. Wonderful job, everyone. Our 3rd place winner is Toastmaster Rosena Duncanson. Woo-hoo. Our 2nd place winner, Toastmaster Angela Heath. And last but not least, drum roll. I don't know if you can hear that. Our 1st place winner, Toastmaster Roxanne Hossein. Feel free to unmute and give our winners a round of applause. And our first winner, Roxanne Hossein.
Great job, everybody.
Excellent job.
Well done.
Yes. Congratulations.
Congrats.
And congratulations to everyone. Thank you. And thank you.
Yes,
Great
everyone
job.
did a wonderful job. Thank you. That concludes our contest. Our Zoom master, I don't know if you want to continue recording or we have about 10 minutes left.
Yeah, before we do anything else, I just wanted to suggest that we give a special award to Emily for stalling for time. And I will accept the award for screwing everything up. But Emily did a great job of a master class in extemporaneous speaking.
Wonderful, thank you. And Chief Judge, I see you're back here now. So please thank our Chief Judge, Lois Margolin, for an amazing job. And believe me, that job is not easy. I did that, I think it was last year. Whoo, boy, I know what you went through. Also, a round of applause for our judges who will remain anonymous. And Lois, I do not know all of our functionaries. Could you please share their names with us?
I would be honored. Our ballot counters would have had so much work. I mean, it was ridiculous how difficult this was. Is Jim Barber and Amelia Wood. And they'll actually tell you it was just a fun time for all as we read the screens and saw the totals coming up. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Amelia. And our magnificent timers, we have Marianne Grady and Lucas Califel. Califel? Is that right, Lucas? Is that
You got it. You got it.
There you go. Thank you all. You guys were fabulous. They were within
Wonderful
their time
job.
between each other.
And guests, thank you very much for being with us as well. We run a very tight ship here at Online Presenters. I mean, everyone, if you haven't been here before, other guests will share with you and all of our members. We run our meetings very smoothly. Contests are sort of one of those few and far between situations. You know, we don't run those on a regular weekly basis. So we have a couple of snafus here and there. Thank you for kind of bearing with us during those little technical glitches and snafus. You know, it's interesting, even as a very advanced club, we've been around since 2017. We still learn something every time, and even every time there's a contest. But David, thank you very much, because I know you put a lot of work into the electronic tools, even with all the work you have to do here during a contest to make sure people are shuffling in and out of rooms and doing all that stuff. I know it's not an easy task, so thank you very much.
Of course.
Someday maybe we'll have...
Nick might want to say some things to wrap things up.
Certainly. Yep, we have about 10 minutes left. I was sort of stalling until Nick is...
Well, thank you very much, Louis. What a fabulous job you did as Contest Master. Thank you very much. Thank you to Christian, our Vice President of Education, for doing work in the background. And if we've forgotten anybody else, thank you. Thank you very much. Today's contest is the first of a pair of contests. And the next contest is going to be on Monday, 19th of October, and that is going to be an evaluation contest. Now, maybe you're asking, well, why are we doing this? Why the evaluation now? Why the table topics now? Because these two contests, the winners are going to go towards a particular event.
Wait, Nick, it's going to be something special, isn't it?
Well, it's going to be something special, and I'm just about to announce that
I don't think you should. Maybe we should leave it as a surprise.
Sorry?
You want to leave it as a surprise, or we want to tell them? What do you guys want? You want to know what's going on?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, let's tell us here.
Well, actually, I'm going to ask Lois to come on for the next couple of minutes and just briefly explain what's going to go on and where Roxanne and the winner of the next contest are going to be flying off to. Please welcome Lois Margolin.
He's so right. This is so exciting. This is going to be the first time we have ever done anything like this. It is going to be on Saturday, December 5th. I believe it's starting at 9 a.m., 8 a.m. for those of you that want to get up early and enjoy the warm-up. But it is going to be a mega conference for online clubs. So we have 4 clubs. And Nick, correct me if I'm wrong. Well, we're working on a 5th, but if we only stay with the 4 clubs, then both Roxanne and Angela are eligible to compete in an online contest. So there is going to be workshops. There are going to be contests. There are going to be prizes. And there's going to be Nick and I, because we're co-hosting this thing. What do you think, Nick? And where's Christian? Christian's our special advisor. I know he's in here somewhere. It is going to be a lot of fun. We met with the other 3 clubs, which is Witty Birds, Firebirds, and Plateau. And we are working on one other. So right now, Roxanne, you are definitely in. Angela, we're waiting to see whether or not that 5th club comes in. But everybody, mark your agenda for Saturday, December 5th. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And not only are we going to be able to do like the Oscar ceremonies, we're going to get dressed up. Look, I've even got my bow tie ready here waiting. We got lots and lots of things going on. And we're going to have 2 or 3 workshops on that day as well, in between the contests. So it's going to be full-on conference. It's going to be full of fun just before your religious holidays, and to celebrate getting us towards the end of 2020. So really looking forward to that. Thank you very much, Lois. And we have a couple of other announcements. So for example, we did say that on the 19th of October, we have the evaluation contest. So please go to the agenda. Christian, presumably, Christian, I believe, has that page up, or if he hasn't, he will do tomorrow. And also, don't forget to sign up for next week's meeting. There's roles to fill and so on. Now, in terms of guests, I'd love to find out a few words from some of the guests that we've got. So, for example, can I just ask if Carol Derling, are you there, Carol?
Yes, I'm here.
What are you going to take away with you today from your experience with online presenters?
That is a great way to run an online contest. We'll be doing our own for the first time in the November 4th or something, a table topics contest just like this. So I learned many things, everything from online tallying and being able to submit votes so fast. I mean, you may have thought you were gone a long time, Lois, but you turned around the results very fast, because those 6 interviews went very fast. And I've been in contests where we waited and waited, like it was just terrific. I learned many things that we'll be able to take away to District 28.
Thank you, Carol. One of the reasons why, I'm sure Lois will agree that we get a lot of help from the work that David Carr has done in the background to actually help us with the technology to get get judges to get their votes in promptly and so on. So there's a lot of work goes on in the background of, the website that we use, toastmost.org. So thanks very much for that, David. Let's see who else is over here. Tatiana, hi. What are you going to take away with you today?
Hello. This is the first time I've experienced online contest, and wow, that's amazing actually how it went smooth and exciting. And definitely what I'm going to take today, that's something that I would tell my younger self. You made me really think what I would tell myself. Yeah, and thank you very much. It's been a lovely experience.
Thank you, Tatiana. Let's say hi to April.
I shall say hi to you.
Hi.
When I was growing up, Mom always said, do the hard things first. And it was like not much fun. But as I grew up, she was pretty right about that. Do the hard stuff first, and then you can go play with other things. I want to congratulate Roxanne for winning. She did an outstanding job, I felt. Thank you. Good modeling and mentoring. And I also am highly intrigued about the contest that you're doing with the other clubs. My group, Storymasters, does not do table topics. We're all about 5 to 7, 8 to 10 speeches on whatever topics they are. Some are going through pathways these days. It's been around for a long time. So I think that you're being innovative, and that's what I'm seeking to find out. What are folks doing? And I appreciate your welcome.
Thank you, April. Well, what we're doing is, because we are undistricted, we're just doing what we want to do. We're pushing out the boundaries, pushing ourselves out of our comfort zones and helping others do that as well. And just growing as people, as individuals, as Toastmasters, and as clubs. And, just let's just see where it takes us, right? And what if, you know, I'm going to assume that that's going to be a success, and then there's even more surprises around the corner, which I will not reveal just yet, but there's a lot more things coming on the way in terms of this idea of having global club events and so on. So lots of things coming on there. Let's see, who else have we got here? Juliana, are you there, Juliana?
Yes, I'm present, Nick. Pleasant good evening, everyone. It was such a pleasure to just sit and relax and enjoy this particular contest while I ate dinner and listened to everyone. Congratulations to the top 3 winners, especially my good cousin, Rosena. She's been bragging about this club since day one she's joined, and I can definitely see the advanced presenters and speakers that you have here versus what we showcase here in the Bahamas. So it really was a pleasure. And to my fellow division director, Lois, I am always in awe of how you run and get things done within proper time. So it was really a pleasure to sit in on this.
Thank you very much, Juliana. Thank you. We do have a couple more guests. Well, what I want to do, I'm going to wrap up the meeting and have a chat with them immediately afterwards, okay? I just want to say from here in the heart of the UK in Manchester, I'm so proud to be president of this great club. We do lots of new things every year, and this is one of them tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Same time, same channel next week, 7:15 Eastern. Come along, just turn up, have some fun, and you never know what you may learn as well. So thank you very much, and please switch off the recording, and so we can chat with some more